Money isn't what breaks most marriages, it's what money reveals. And if you don't fix this early, it quietly destroys everything. You've probably heard that money is one of the top reasons couples fight and even divorce. But the real truth is, it's not really about money itself. It's about habits, it's about expectations and the stories we carry from our past. In this video today, we're going to break down why money causes so much tension in relationships, the hidden problems most couples don't even realize that they have, and most importantly, how to fix it before it damages your marriage beyond repair. I did a video at a time about how a major money decision threatened my marriage. If you're new here and you missed it, I'll link it here. So let me tell you a quick story. A couple, let's call them Yinka and Chichi. Both are smart and hardworking, and on paper they're doing very well. Good jobs, decent income, no major debts. But behind closed doors, there is constant tension. There are arguments about one person spending more than the other. There are arguments about how to split the bills. There are passive aggressive comments around who does more for the family. And these are people who are not struggling financially. Now imagine those with financial constraints. Yeah, it gets worse. And largely this comes down to three things. Three things that most couples never talk about. Number one, different money personalities. Every single person has a money personality, and most of us don't even realize it. Some people are savers, some are spenders, some take risks, and others just want security. Now imagine a saver marries a spender. The saver feels anxious every time money leaves their account, while the spender feels controlled. They feel, why are you questioning me all the time? Neither of them is wrong, but without understanding each other, both will feel attacked. Research has shown that couples with different financial language, different financial habits, they argue more frequently. And this is not because they hate each other, of course, but because they don't understand each other. And the problem is that most couples never sit down to discuss this. They don't ask, what does money mean to you? Because money is not just a number. It means different things to different people. I used to say money is an emotion. So that is the first thing that you need to understand, that we all have different money habits, different money language. How we see money is different. So now let's get to number two. Money beliefs from childhood. The way you handle money today was shaped years ago. Maybe you grew up in a home where money was always tight, or where money was never even talked about, or was used as a form of control. So now as an adult, you might hoard money because you're scared, or spend freely because you never had it, or avoid talking about it because it feels uncomfortable. Now imagine two people bringing completely different money stories into one marriage. It's like speaking two different languages and expecting that communication would be perfect. Yinka may have grown up in a household where every penny mattered, while Chichi grew up, comfortable. So when Yinka sees Chichi casually spending, he's not saying spending, he's saying danger. And when Chichi sees Yinka worrying, she's not saying caution, she's saying, why are you stressing me? Because it's the same situation but completely different meanings. How we grew up, our relationship with money defines what we do today. That has to be clear. And in a marriage, two people may be speaking, may be from different backgrounds and are speaking different money languages. So now let's get to number three. Lack of communication. This one is a silent killer. Most couples don't actually talk about money properly. They argue about it, but they don't talk about it. And there's a big difference there. You would hear things like, why did you spend that? You're always wasting money. Or, you never think ahead. You're not saving, you're not investing, But communication can actually feel like, I'm actually worried that if we don't keep saving, we might get to a point where we have an emergency that we cannot handle. There's a big difference there, right? Yeah. And relationship experts will say couples who have that regular money conversations are far more likely to stay together long term. But most people avoid these talks. They avoid it until there is a problem. And at that time, emotions are already high. And I know this firsthand. So how do you actually fix all this? Number one, make money a team sport. Don't say my money, you're spending, your mistake. That alone creates division. Move into harmony. I used to say my husband's money is my money. Our goals, our future. Even when we have separate accounts, the mindset has to be shared, because we're building a life together. So start by asking, what are we working towards? What does financial peace look like for us? When you focus on the same goal, disagreements will be less. The second one, have regular money conversations, money dates. And this may sound boring, but it works. Set aside a time, maybe once a month. Just talk about money calmly. So money doesn't become a topic during arguments. Just a simple check-in. So what are we planning? What's the next big item on our list? How are we going to fund it? How are we doing it? You see, no blaming, no. We're just coming together to have conversations like reasonable adults. And people would do this consistently. They reduce that financial conflict massively. Because nothing builds up over time. Everything is on the table. We're discussing it. Then the third one, you have to understand each other before trying to fix each other. Don't just go saying save more, invest more, stop spending. That doesn't work if you don't understand the why. Instead, ask why saving is important to your partner, or why they enjoy spending so much on certain things. You might discover that one person values security while the other one values experiences. It's not a fight. We create a balance. We create what works. The fourth one, create a simple system. You don't need a complex financial, plan and all that. You just need a simple system that would include essentials like your bills, food, groceries and all that, future goals, long-term goals and all that. That system shows, or that simple plan shows both partners what is important now, what will be important tomorrow, what will be important in the future. At this point, it is clear to the couple, what they are working towards, and there is that transparency. That's another point. Transparency. There has to be transparency in the way we spend in our relationship. Hiding money habits is one of the fastest ways, to destroy trust. Secret debts, hidden purchases, lying about your finances, you get that salary increase, you don't talk about it, all those things. Transparency is important. It may feel uncomfortable at the beginning, but remember that trust is everything in a relationship. Money doesn't have to break your marriage. It only does when you don't communicate, when you don't understand each other, and when you treat each other like opponents rather than, teammates. But when you talk about it openly, you respect your differences. We didn't grow up together, so we definitely will have different approaches to money. But we communicate it, we talk about it, and we are aligned on how we want to use our combined resources, to meet our long-term or short-term goals. If you want to know how sometimes we as parents are raising kids with poverty mindset and how we can quickly fix this, then you should see my next video.